Okay, so I just got a question on the number 7. I don't actually know the page it's from, but it says a rectangle measures 8 centimeters by 4 centimeters. So here we have a rectangle, 8 centimeters, 4 centimeters. And then it says find the measures of the two acute angles formed at a vertex by a diagonal. Okay, find the measures of the two acute angles. So we're looking for two acute angles formed at a vertex. So any vertex we choose by a diagonal, either diagonal we choose. Now because a rectangle has symmetry, in fact, it won't matter. So those are the two diagonals. Here are the four vertices. You can see they're all symmetric. So in fact, this angle equals this angle equals this angle equals this angle, and this angle equals this angle equals this angle equals this angle. So it really doesn't matter which vertex we use, we'll get the same answer. So I'm going to focus in on, let's say, the bottom right-hand corner here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the part of the rectangle that I don't need. It's really a triangle problem, isn't it? So I've actually got a triangle like this. And, whoops, actually the way I drew it, it looks like I'm focusing in on this angle here, and that's fine. So I'm going to look at this one here. And then the other one is just going to be 90 degrees minus whatever I find. Right? This here is 90 degrees minus theta. So I'll do that after I find theta. I have 8 here and 4 here, and this is a right angle because it's a rectangle. Those would be the two acute angles at a vertex. All right, so now we're going to look at trigonometry. For this angle here, this would be the opposite, and this would be the adjacent. And so we're thinking, well, which trig ratio involves the opposite and the adjacent? It's going to be tangent. And you might use SOHCAHTOA to remember that, or you might have just memorized it. Either way, you can tell that it's tangent. And so we have tangent of theta equals opposite over adjacent. That's 4 over 8. So tangent, oh my goodness, tangent of theta equals 0.5. And so we've got a function of theta equals something. Theta is our input. 0.5 is our output. But what we want to do is we want to say, hey, what input would give us that output? We want to go backwards. Well, the way to start with an output and figure out what input would have caused it is to use the inverse function. So theta, my input of the tangent function, is equal to the tan inverse of 0.5. Now here I can use a table or I can use a calculator. On the test tomorrow, you'll be using a table. I'm going to put 0.5, and then I'm going to go tangent inverse. I have a calculator here. You can't see it. Tangent inverse, and I get 26.6 to the nearest degree, as to the nearest tenth. So theta equals 26.6 degrees. And don't forget now, the other one here is 90 minus that. So I'll use my calculator. I go 90 minus 26.6, and I get the other angle is 63.4 degrees. That's 90 minus theta. So since it's a word problem, I'll finish off with the two acute angles formed by a diagonal at a vertex are, and then I can just put the 26.6 degrees and 63.4 degrees. Okay, hope that helps.